Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Mind Power Monday. I hope you're all having a fabulous day so far. I'm Melanie Robinson, and I am a real estate investor, just like the rest of you. I'm hoping, just want to make sure there that you guys can hear me. Anyhow, I'm Melanie Robinson. I'm a real estate investor, just like the rest of you. I invest in all sorts of different strategies at the moment, really focusing on long-term buy and holds with joint venture partners, and also continuing to do flips. I invest in BC, in the Lower Mainland, over on Vancouver Island, and up in the Okanagan. And I'm also looking to expand to more cash flowing provinces as well. So stay tuned for that. That's me as a real estate investor. And why, as a real estate investor, am I sharing these Mind Power Mondays with you? My background is in NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. Good morning, Linda. Hi, Jeff. I can actually see them sometimes, depending on the sunlight. My background is in NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. We have a family business where we offer leadership training, corporate training, coaching, consulting, and I was alongside my mom with that for almost 20 years before I switched over to real estate investing. So I really am committed. Sort of my own personal passion is really to help people create the success that they want, but also to enjoy while you're doing it and to learn strategies and ways to feel good as you're living your life. Good morning, everyone. So that's me. I'm just really here to share whatever I can share to make your journey in real estate investing more enjoyable, obviously to really truly help you build your success. But I believe in building your success. First of all, that means more than just building your portfolio, so to speak. I want you to enjoy and see if I can support you in doing that. And I believe they go hand in hand. I believe the people who are most successful in life are paying attention to themselves and mastering their own mind in order to be able to get to that next level of success. So we often talk about what's the difference between those who are sort of average or mediocre at what it is that they do and those who are absolutely amazing, excellent, and excelling at a completely different level than the rest of us. And so that's what, that's what I'm fascinated by. That's actually how the NLP model was created. And I truly believe that the things that I share with you and the mind power aspect, harnessing the power of your thoughts, recognizing the power that you do have, I do believe that that is truly the difference, because you're all amazing at what you do. We all have a ton of resources from the perspective of documentation and learning our markets and where to invest and how to work our numbers and partnerships and all of those fundamental pieces. We all have access to. Right here is a perfect example of that right here in the Fearless community. And if you're an Ignited member, so we have access to that. And what I want to share with you is what's going on behind the scenes, what's going on in here, that while you're running all of those things and doing all of that, you're learning from a strategy perspective. What can you do to make your experience even better? What can you do to catapult your success if that's what you're wanting to do? Whatever it is that you're wanting to achieve, how can your mind and recognizing the power that you have there help you achieve those results? So there you have it. That is why I share these Mondays with you all. What I wanted to talk to you about today is taking responsibility for our moods. And of course, I'm taking, a personal experience that I've been going through over the last few weeks and recognizing, my ability, and not always perfectly, but my ability and my desire to, good morning, that was to Megan because I just happened to see her message. But taking responsibility for my moods, for my behavior, even through a challenging time. And I realized that it, could be a really valuable thing to share with you all. Again, it all kind of comes down to the same fundamentals, but maybe some of you are going through a challenging time. Maybe, whether it's that things happen in a day and nothing kind of goes your way that day and you find yourself in a funk and in a bad mood, or whether it's that you have things going on in your life on a bigger picture, more impactful, that really rock your world. It doesn't have to be big, it can be small, but we all go through these things. Life happens. There's just no getting around it. None of us are exempt from facing challenges. And based on these things, whether they're little annoyances that are going on, that we're working on a project and nothing's going well, we've had a trade that's let us down, or who knows what it might be. But all of those things affect our mood. There's no doubt about it. We're humans. And so the question is, what do you do about that? And each of you, as I'm speaking, and I think I kind of say this each week, but my goal for you, my desire for you is that as I'm sharing this, you can kind of go inside and really quietly to yourself, because none of us know, but go inside and really challenge yourself, question yourself. What do you do when you're in a bad mood? So things happen, you notice that you're in a bad mood, in a funk, you're upset about something's going on, and you are going to notice that. Do you spew that on to people around you? Do you fly at such a rapid pace that things happen, you get in a mood, you fly to the next place, and you kind of spew to whoever it is that's in front of you? Or do you take responsibility for how it is that you're feeling and do what you need to do in order to feel better? If you want to build, I guess I should say, if you want to build success, if you want to be the very best version of yourself, there's no excuse for spewing what's going on with you onto others. I'm not saying it's not valid. I'm not saying you don't have a right to feel that way. I'm saying that there's no positive outcome that can come from spewing that on to other people. And even if you don't believe that you spew it, even if you feel like you can actually control yourself, if you're flying from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, and you know you're not in an optimum state, but you keep going on to the next, pick up that phone, drive to that meeting, pop into, this, shoot off that email, and you keep going, even though you know you're not operating at your optimum self, I promise you, people are picking up on that. Okay? You're not hiding it. Maybe people won't know exactly what's going on, but I assure you, you're not being the best version of yourself. And again, I think you know me well enough by now to know that I care about you as the person. And I know that life can be challenging sometimes. And I honor and respect that it's natural to feel those human emotions. And I actually wouldn't want it any other way, because it wouldn't be the human experience. So I just want to say that to start off with. It's natural when things happen. I mean, in this past few weeks, you all know I lost my dad, or most of you know I lost my dad, and you've been amazingly supportive and incredible. This past week, my stepdad, who I love dearly, and he's been an incredible person in my life, had a heart attack and was in the hospital. I was up at my cabin, which is amazing, but we had another family staying with us for 5 nights. So there were 11 of us in an 1,000 square foot place where you're feeding and hosting and putting a smile on your face and doing what you need to do while doing real estate and writing an offer and now looking at removing subjects. So, and a couple of great important calls. So my point is that all this stuff is happening. And I can either kind of ball up and get overwhelmed by what's going on and then, be nasty to the company that we have at the cabin. It's not their fault that they've come at a time where my life is kind of in a bit of upheaval. So my point is that things happen that we can't control. And yes, we're human. And yes, we have feelings. And my share with you today is, what do you do about that? Do you have a strategy? What are the things that can pull you out of that mood before you move on to the next person. And that is both for the other person and that is for you and for your own well-being so that you can enjoy your life. So what is it that you do when you notice that you're feeling in a way that you don't want to feel? You're upset about something, you're angry, frustrated, sad, whatever it might be based on whatever's going on in your life. When you notice that, what do you do? Do you have a strategy? Do you acknowledge it? Or do you just accept it, that that's what it is, and carry on and start interacting with other people, whether it's on the phone, on a Zoom, in a meeting, face to face, to your family members, to your friends? What is it that you do? So here's what I recommend you do. I really want you to give this some thought. I want us all to be purposeful in who we are and how we behave, regardless of what's going on around us. I absolutely believe in every cell of my body that that is the difference between living a mediocre life and living an amazing life. So let's do this together. Let's challenge each other together. Let's be the very best that we can be. Let's have a strategy for each of you, and it's going to be different. Get off of this call, this live, and come up with some things that you know work for you to shift your mood. Is it sitting quietly and really connecting with who you want to be and how you want to behave in this world? Is it, turning on some loud music and actually getting up and dancing and dancing your way out of that mood? Is it a conversation with a loved one? Whatever it might be. Is it prayer? Is it meditation? Is it getting the learnings from whatever it is that's happened so you can let it go and move on? For all of us, it's going to be different. What is it for you? And you need to take the time to actually write that down. You need to figure out for you, what are the things that you can do? Because now I'm going to give you a strategy. If you want to feel different, and if you want to be excellent or achieve excellence, if you want that different level of success, and if you want to enjoy your life while you do it and create beautiful relationships, and I'm assuming we're all sort of on the same page with all of that, then here's the deal. You notice that you're in a mood, whatever that mood might be. Something has happened. Maybe something hasn't even happened and you don't even know why, but you notice you're in a mood. Step number 1, acknowledge that. Be aware enough that you're paying attention and acknowledge it. Okay, I'm in a mood. I'm not feeling great here. I am not feeling the way I want to feel. That's step number 1. Step number 2, and this is critical, stop. Stop what you're doing and do whatever you need to do to shift. But first of all, you have to stop. You have to stop long enough to do something about it, because just acknowledging it, oh, I'm in a bad mood, and then carrying on and picking up the phone and going and treating people and spewing that onto them, it's not enough to acknowledge it. You've got to actually stop and then implement one of your tools to change how you're feeling. So step number 1, be aware and acknowledge. Step number 2, stop long enough to make the decision to do something about it. And step number 3 is to do one of those things that shifts your mood. Go to one of those happy thoughts, something that you love to do that brings joy. Dance, turn on music, sit quietly. It doesn't matter what it is, but do what you need to do to shift your mood so that when you move on to that next task, to that next meeting, to that next conversation, you are coming from a place that is true to you. You are able to share who you want to share and build those relationships and create the success that you want to create. So thank you all for the comments. As you know, hi Cameron. As you know, I'm not great at reading them, but I promise you, as always, I will. But I really do hope that you take these Mind Power Mondays and don't just listen to me, think it's a lovely thought, and move on with your week as though you haven't learned anything at all. I know what I'm sharing with you isn't rocket science and it's nothing new, but I also promise you it is super powerful. You can either take control of your moods. Take responsibility for it regardless of what somebody else has done. Somebody's done something to hurt you. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, that wasn't right. Yeah, that's painful. But your choices are to sit in that, be angry and upset with them, feel sorry for yourself, and then spew that to everybody around you. Or do what you need to do. Yes, there's, maybe there's healing and stuff that has to go on, but do what you need to do to shift into a mindset that allows you to connect in the way that you want to connect. So that's my share with you this week. I really hope that you go away and take some time to figure out, do you take responsibility for your moods, or do you spew it on to everybody else? And what are some things that you can do to change that? What are some things that you can do to be in control of your mood? Because we all know life happens. We all know it throws us curveballs. We all know that there's lots that we can't control. But our thoughts and our moods and the way we interact in the world and the internal environment that we create is absolutely within our control. So there you have it. And I've been encouraged, so I'm going to say, before I say goodbye until next week, that I am working on a flip potential right now. So if you are a private lender and you are interested in learning more, please reach out to me. And I'm always looking to connect with joint venture partners. So if you are interested in learning more about the properties that we invest in and potentially being a joint venture partner with us, please reach out as well. So I never say that. I always think it's self-explanatory, but just wanted to actually make that connection and say I'd love to chat with you if you're a private lender or if you're interested in being a joint venture partner or learning more about that. Anyhow, let's all take responsibility for our moods. Please reach out as always in the comments or private message. Let me know if this is useful to you. Pay attention this week. Share with me what you notice. Share with me what you learn. And let's all move from mediocre, or I'm not saying we're all mediocre, but let's move from here to here. Okay, let's do it together, all using this. We all have stuff going on and we all can be the very best version of ourselves regardless. So have a fantastic week, everybody. Thank you all for your always wonderful support. And I look forward to reading your comments and hearing how this week goes for you. Alrighty, have a great week, everyone. Bye for now.